Hi folks, welcome to this episode of Vern's Misadventures. In this episode we're going to be doing part 2 of our CentOs 8 installation, and this will cover the post-installation activities that need to be done to make this a usable operating system. As far as our workstation would go, it's got a need to have support for NTFS file system for my computer to make use of it. I have a 4 terabyte hard drive that I use for a lot of my media files and whatnot, and it has an NTFS file system that Windows can use. Basically all the operating systems on this multi-boot machine can use that hard drive, and so it's important to be able to do that in this one as well. So when I make these awesome movies, I can drop the video files directly in the 4 terabyte spinner, and then I can go into Premiere Pro and Windows and edit them. How about that? So anyway, we're going to need to add that, and we're going to add a few extensions to make it a little easier, more convenient to use, and do a little customizing and a couple other things. So if you want to follow along, here we go.
Let's go to software. A couple updates available. Search. Here we go, dash to dock. Install. Attention settings. Position. Yeah, we want it at the bottom. There it is. Appearance, opacity. There we go. Turn down the background. Okay. So now I don't have to fool with that anymore. Alright, so now let's just go to Tweak. Gnome Tweaks. Here we are. Oh, I don't have it installed. So let's install that. And we'll launch it. And then we'll put it in our favorites. Extensions. Here we go, now applications menu. I'm going to turn that on. So now with this I can go over here and I have a categorized view of my applications. Right. So that's pretty neat. And I still have my activities button here. Now that window list is the lower panel that we don't want. Leave that off. Close that. Close that. Alright, well the camera gave up the ghost last night while we were doing this. Just wanted to demonstrate. We got OpenSUSE back up. We were able to fix that. As you can see, we got OpenSUSE here. We got Windows 10. We got Arch. Arch works now. We got Ubuntu. That worked. So everything works. So now we can get busy with our configuring of CentOs 8. Yeah, I did this profile picture. Get a little loopy after you fight with these things for a while. But anyway, so we have a few things we have to research, not the least of which is the problem that I'm not allowed to use sudo. If you look here. All right. Also, my alias is not working that I made for screen fetch. I do have it installed, and you actually install, basically it runs like a script in this one rather than installing it as an application. So yeah, if I was to try to use sudo and then want to edit my bash rc file, which is what this file here actually is where you put your settings and whatnot for your bash terminal, which is what this is here. See, Devern is not in the Sudoers file. This incident will be reported. So we need to fix that. Well, there's a dirty way we can do it. So let's just run with it. It'll probably be fine. So let's have a look at the Sudoers file. The way we can do it when we're using nano to, and then I'll put in root password. Here we are. We have an issue here. Okay. Now let's fix sudo first. Alright, so we paste this. Editor equals nano by sudo. Alright, so this is the Sudoers file. This is not the only way to do this. This is how I'm going to do this, okay? So you go down here to where it says, you'll find where it says somewhere in here it should say root all equal all. You can add a line there that has your username. Ah, here we are. See? Allow root to run any commands anywhere. And so if you come down to the next line and you just copy everything you see here, but you put your username, so put Duvern, and then tab, all equals all, and then tab, and then all. All right, and so you see we end up with this. So to write it out, we just go Control O, and we write enter to accept, and we can do Control X. So I think all we have to do is restart. Oh, yeah, we'll go and exit. Then we won't get that argument. Okay, let's see what we can do now. Alright, Control Shift plus 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 to make it larger. Now let's see if we can sudo. Sudo nano tilde slash dot dash RC. And now we're in. So there we go. We are a sudoer. We are a sudoing fool now. So we want to get this right. All right, so the next thing we want to do is do ls. And if you look in here in my home, I have a folder called screen fetch. Now that came from installing screen fetch to this particular distro, CentOs. So if we were to change directories into that screen fetch, that should be enough. Yeah, there we go. And if we ls in there, we'll see that we actually have this script here called screenfetch-dev. And if you were to run that by doing the // which is how you run a script, / screenfetch -dev, I believe it is. You see that, here, let's bring the size down a little bit so we can see better. We'll see that it actually ran screen fetch there. Now the next thing to do is we want to make an alias for that. So what I want to do is, there's a couple of ways we can do that too. One way will work better than others, but this will work good enough for now. So we just copy, and then we go over here, and we go over to, we'll just do the up, and then we do the, here, make it large enough to see again. So there's your command, sudo nano tilde slash. That just means you're going to do it in your home folder. .bash rc. All right, now these are your settings for your terminal. User specific aliases and functions. Okay, cool. So what we'll do here is we'll put alias, and then space, and then screen fetch equals, and then the quote. Okay, here we go. Then we're gonna paste right here, but we also have to put the directory. So we'll just put screen. All right, so what this is the screen fetch directory. And then the file within that, we're going to run the file within that directory right here. That should work. No guarantees. We may need a /, we may not. Then after we have done that, we can do a run and that just takes care of that. And then over here we'll just type screen fetch. So we will write this out, Control O, and enter. So let's see if we did anything wrong. I have a feeling we might have. So let's see if the dang thing just works, huh? So we open the terminal. It works! Awesome. So there you go. And now we have screen fetch when we open our terminal. So that's pretty cool. What we have to do now is we have to fix the errors in the SU. So in the super user. So let's go SU. See, we have that exit. Unexpected end of file. So let's have a look and see what we've done wrong. Maybe it'll be apparent. Maybe it's just a typo. Should be able to just do this. Tilde slash dot. Permission denied. Oh, I see. All right. Nano tilde slash dot bash rc. Now let's see what we've done wrong here. Oh, I see. Okay, so we got alias. Ah, you see where the problem is on this, do you? I know I do. We didn't put the closing quote. So if we were to put that on there, I think everything would be cool. No, we didn't close it off. I also did not. I didn't put a comment, and that's not a big deal. That just helps. It's absolutely unnecessary, but it is a good practice. You can just put a quick comment on there like we did in the users bash rc. Start screen fetch. When terminal opens. Now we can write all that out and enter. Control X. Okay. Yeah, we need to restart the terminal. So get in the terminal. Exit. Okay. Now close it. Reopen it. So reload the bash rc file. Alright, well, let's see what happens when we do this. Yeah. Ah, we're in. See, it reloaded it, so it's good. It works. It's not entirely necessary. I don't even know that I really want it this way, but it does work, so that's all that matters at this point. It's totally changeable at any time. So cool. We are a Sudoer now. So let's do this. This is another one I like to put in my bash rc file. I like to, where is our alias? Oh, here's our alias, right? So what we can do is we're going to copy this. All right, and we're going to do a new alias down below there. So we're at the top here. Then we'll just do alias. And we'll do CSF, clear screen fetch. That's what it is. And it's going to clear the screen and run screen fetch. So we're going to do clear and end. And then we'll paste. And then we'll put our closer here. And then we'll control override it. Enter to accept, control X. We'll close this and reopen it. So we'll reload it. Okay. Make it larger so we can see it on the camera. And let's see, that's a little too large. Right there's right about right. So let's see if CSF works. Oh yeah. So now if you get a bunch of garbage where you get to messing around, looking at files, or so I see how we've garbaged up our screen. So now we just do a CSF. And we got a nice clean screen to work with. So that's why I like to do that one alias with the, and it's only for this distro that it's this complicated. Looks like there's an update. What we got to do here? OS updates. Now let's do that first. Restart and update. So restart and install. Alright, so on that you're going to have to go down, select your operating system again, blah blah blah. You know the deal. Right, and enter. Now as it's loading everything up here, you should see where your update starts taking place here. Here it is. There it was. It already happened. And then after updating anything, I always like to go to OpenSUSE and rebuild the bootloader. So we go into OpenSUSE. Then we go over here to Bootloader. And we just press OK. We don't have to change anything. So save bootloader configuration, rescan for any changes, blah blah blah, rebuild it. In other words, it will update Grub. So we need to close that and then we can restart. Oh, we're back at CentOS. Settings. Here's your details. Check for updates. Let's try this. Oh, I'm going to search for OBS. OBmin. No. Close. So if we go back over here again, there we go. Get RPM Fusion as an alternative may include better packages. Let's have a look at RPM Fusion. Free and non-free repos. Okay, so if we were to add these repos, we might be able to get some other software. Okay, so there might be. All right, so let's see here. We're going to install this. See what happens. Okay. Okay, cool. So install. Okay, contains open source and other distributive software for EL and EPOL. Extra packages for Enterprise Linux, in case you wondered what that was. It is the merger of Dribble, Fresh RPMs, and okay, close that one. It says once that succeeds, you can enable access to non-free repositories. So again, CentOS and RHEL 8. RHEL is Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So click on that, and then okay. And then we install this too. Let's see what else we got to do here. There's command line setup, but we've already done it graphically, so it should be ready to go. Let's minimize this, and let's just see if now we might have Open Broadcaster available to us. Oh, here we go. So it found it. And so we can click yes. And it wants to know if I want to import the GPG key. Is this okay? Yes. Pairing, installing. Complete. Well, there it is. I don't know if it's going to work, but there it is. Let's see what all got installed. Now we're going to need it did include the FFmpeg, which we need for that. So that might have just done it. Let's just see if it works. So close. Alright, then we can go to this and look for OBS. And there it is, OBS Studio. Over here. Sure. Optimize for recording. I will not be streaming. Next. Next. Testing. We'll apply those and then we'll maybe change a couple things. Output. I don't want them in my home folder. I want them in videos, and I want to create a new folder, and the new folder's name will be screen recordings, and we'll create. Yeah, and open. So what is it gonna? It's gonna output at MKV, but you can remux them, so it's okay. So let's see here. Check it out here. Screen capture. Okay. Yep, that's got it. That'll be screen 0. Okay. Then we can add screen capture, and this will be for okay. And then on this little drop down, we go down here and we put for screen 1. And okay. And I guess I could add one for screen 3. Screen capture. Okay. And on this one, we just select screen 2. Alright. Cool. Make this larger. You can see here we can just disable those two whenever we want just screen 0 to show. So if you look at it on the other screen, it doesn't have all that garbage on there. Let's see if we can do anything with it. Start recording. We'll go ahead and put something on the screen so we can see it. Okay, cool. So let's see if this is going to work. And we're stopped. And minimize. Let's try remuxing it. Put it over here. And over here. So what you do here is you go File and then Remux Recordings. Then you go and you find your recording, which of course was this one. And now open. And it shows you where it's going to put it, and it's going to remux it as an MP4, I would think. Let's drag this out so you can see. Yeah, it's going to go from an MKV to an MP4. So let's remux. Okay, that was quick and easy. And close that. Close that. So now we can go minimize. Man, I don't know if we have anything to play it or not install. We may need to still install something. So let's go to videos, screen recordings, and we'll play the MP4. Unable to play, find in software. Here we are. So we'll go install. Install and install. Alright, we got those. Close, close, and try again. Now the audio is all screwy. Get that one out. But that happens a lot when you try to get OBS set up. So let's go over here. Let's say OBS. And we'll add to favorites so that it stays in the dock. So we go down here, we can add this again, open this up again, we'll go to settings, and go to audio. Actually, before we do that, let's actually try a reboot first. Because we added a bunch of libraries. Let's try a reboot. See if that fixes it. Okay. That picture's got to go. Let's try another recording. So we start recording. Alright, quick test to test audio and video. And so with that, we drag this to the other screen and we go over here to Files, Videos, Screen Recordings. Let's see if we can play this directly. I doubt it. Alright, quick test to test audio and video. Hey, it works. How freaking cool is that? So now that we have a screen recorder, we can get away from using the camera and we can just record our screen.
Of course it can't do it. NTFS. So we gotta install a thing to run NTFS. And try the terminal. So it is available. Cool, we don't have to build it. So yes. Alright, it's complete. How about that crap? So, I don't know if you'll need a reboot or not to be able to use it, but let's try it. So with that, we can close that, and then we minimize this. And then, here we are, 4 terabyte. We're in, Bubba! We are in! So it works. Let's see if we can write and all that good stuff too. Videos, video projects down here, and then over here we go to CentOs 8. Okay, so that's got us in there, and then we can just right click on the little file cabinet there and you select a new window. Then you can go over here. Let's see, videos and screen recording. So this one here, the last one, that's the one I'm recording right there. We don't want to mess with that at all. Let's see, let's bring this over here. I don't know if it'll work or not. We'll try it. So if we go File, Remux Recordings, and we go over here, so we select our OBS recording. So it'd be this one, and we open it, and we see that it's going to create another one in the same file, and this one will be an MP4, and so we'll just click Remux, and that's done. We close this, and I don't know if that worked or not. We'll see. Let me move this back over here out of our way. So there's our MP4 right here, and if we double click it, alright, so yeah, we're good there. So what we can do is we can take that previous recording and go ahead and move it over here to the 4 terabyte spinner. We didn't move it, we copied it. It's got to be that dark, that wide. So 126 by 24 is where it needs to be at. 126. I don't need to be quite that tall. Maybe by 21. 126 by 21. So then you go to Edit Preferences. Change that to 126. 21. Now it should open up wide enough to actually display the whole thing. Cool, look at that. Let's see, what's another thing we could do? We never set up the printer. Let's get the instructions. Now I'm going to go out on a limb here and say CentOs probably came with cups and all this other stuff. So let's go ahead and check that. Let's see, where's cups? It is installed. Where is Gutenprint? It is installed. So we will check. Alright, where is InMap? Okay, that is not installed. So let's see if we can get that installed. Sudo dnf install InMap. They found a package in the app stream. So yes, enter. Cool. Alright, next thing to do, we gotta find our IP address. So IPAS. And so there's my IP address right here. We can just copy this. And then we can paste our IP. Change to 0. Yeah, the only reason I wanted to know my IP was to know what these first ones would be. Just these first 3. That's right. And then you put a 0 to run InMap. And then enter. Alright, and the way it's laid out, it's kind of important to see that. If you read from the top, it says InMap report for this IP address. And then you got this information pertaining to that. So, the host or the MAC address, and then it says for what it is. That is the 3rd line? Yeah, the 3rd line. So we go to Canon, that being the 3rd line. So this is the printer's IP address today, which would be 16. So we want that. And we copy. Okay, we minimize. We can minimize this too. So now we go to settings. I'll just press the super key, Windows key. And that brings us up into here where we can search for settings. Go here. And down here where it says devices, click that. And then we look for printers. You have to unlock it. Put in your password. Alright, now we can add a printer. Alright, I'm going to enter a network address, so paste. And you click on that where it says LPD printer, add. And then it is, you got to know the manufacturer and the exact model. Now mine is, it's been a while. It's a Pixma MX340. That's what mine is. So I'm gonna look down here for Canon and go down to the P's. There's Pixma, MG, MP. There we go. MX340 right here. Canon Pixma MX340. Alright folks, now we have a working printer. We have the ability to access our NTFS file system on our spinning hard drive. We also have the ability to use sudo. The terminal now opens at the appropriate size and displays screen fetch when it's opened. We added a couple of repos to get some additional software other than what you would get out of the box with CentOs 8. So all in all, I think we had a pretty informative video. Now, that said, I wish I could have included the theming, but due to time constraints, I didn't want the video to be that long, number one. Number two, I also had a couple of missteps, and I didn't know how to really edit them out without really messing things up as far as the videos flow. So what I'd rather do is I'll do another video with a virtual machine, and I will install Screen Fetch to show how that's done and apply the theming in that, and that way you can have these steps if you want them, and it won't have to be a jumbled mess like it was in this video. Yeah, anyway, this brings to a close another Vern's Misadventure. I want to thank you for watching. I'd like to invite you to subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and thank you if you already are. And with that, y'all take care. We'll see you next time.